kokure twavada odondwa dudata te twavada moshihunda shata te twavada twea twamana nawa watate nawa wangama natiti na inyangu bongana twea twamana twea badu kumana
Today on One Always There. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary. Today on One, Swartboy calls on fish rot suspects to repent. Corporate sector transforms education through e-learning. And former NDF brass band instructor brings hope to the youth.
The Landless People's Movement LPM is pleading with the fish rot suspects to come clean and tell the Namibian nation the truth, noting that it is evident that the ruling party SWAPO has abandoned their comrades and left them to rot in prison.
Esau, Saki, tell this nation how much the money that was eaten is. Tell us where these monies are so that the nation is able to get back its money for the sake of our children. Tell us the names of the individuals with whom this whole process of this fish rot saga was facilitated. Call them out. Name them. Set yourself free. Speak the truth. God the merciful will hear you. All that Namibians want from you, Bernard Esau, Saki Shangala, James and all of you, is to tell us the truth and that you repent from your sins. Your darkest moment can be the strongest light if you know where to call on that light. Speak up. You will never be ministers again. You will never get into politics again. But you can save future generations.
SWAPO Party President Hage Geingob at the recent press conference denied any connection to the fish rot scandal. Swartboy added that it is a bit fishy that President Hage Geingob did not know that his ministers were involved in these illegal activities, as they report directly to the head of state.
Brings us to the question, did President Geingob know that his ministers were possibly involved in a criminal and organized activity of looting the state resources, in particular the fishing resources? Did he not know? Does he believe that we should believe that he did not know? As head of state, but also as head of government, our assessment is that the president should reasonably have known the activities of all his ministers, because he approves of those activities. He oversees those activities. Ministers report directly to the president, because unlike in other jurisdictions, the president is not only the head of state, but he is the head of government. All the work that they do is given through the mandate by the president. He should have known that there are criminal activities. It was his responsibility to know that there was looting.
The media present at the press conference questioned why Swartboy never exposed corruption of SWAPO while he was a member, and Swartboy responded as follows.
I benefited from positions that Namibians entrusted SWAPO president. I was appointed as a governor. I was very grateful. I benefited a salary from that. I benefited from S&T allowances. I benefited from medical aid, from pension. There was a time that they were saying I received money from Neckerdal Dam. I could have. But I knew that it would not be right to take resources of Namibians and become shiny and wealthy but immoral and a leader without integrity. Because you know what corruption does is that it redefines you. It recreates you. It's a demonic spirit. It possesses you. It occupies you. And therefore, it predetermines your journey, which inevitably will only be downward to the darkest spaces where the darkest forces live. So it's about, this fight about corruption is very much first a personal choice. Do I not have bread in my house? Yes. Can I get through corrupt means money? Yes. Should I get it? No. What will become of me? So if you are in politics, you have to be conscious of the opportunities that you will be offered, not only through government instances, but from private sector also. That you will have some people that will come and be very lucrative with you and say, look, I can give you this. There was an instance where a white farmer said, help me with a decision to get land at the municipality, I'll give you 50 sheep. Now, I'm a farmer, and I knew that farmer's sheep were of the best. Thank God I had the spiritual guidance that day to say, let me help you with a decision, but I get a salary for the work that I will be doing for you. I didn't take the sheep.
Swartboy concluded that the fish rot scandal is only the beginning and there are still many cases of corruption that need to be addressed.
My father worked hard, and he made sure I did too. Because of him, I studied every day, and I did well. He helped me start my first business. It's only now I understand. My father always had big dreams for me. And now, my dreams are the same as my father's.
In 100 years, we've learned that times change, but what matters never will.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
The corporate sector continues to play a key role in making one of the biggest e-learning platforms in the country possible. Eduvision is now the leading e-learning program for learners and reaches nearly 10,000 pupils with informative extra lessons at their convenience. During the national lockdown period of over a month, Edugate, a school in Oshivarongo, effortlessly shifted their learning environment to their EduLearn site, accessed by learners in towns and remote areas of the country. Today, N1 spoke with the companies that have been part of the Eduvision journey since its inception in 2017.
So the lessons that are being given in Ochirongo at the Educate Academy to the private school are also given to the school in Sumkwe, mainly in maths and science and physics, geography and that sort of thing, so the sciences. And so with this direct satellite link, without much time delay, there was this interactive process. And on top of that, they record the lessons. And so the children can actually repeat the lessons time and time again, or the teachers can for the children. And the result of that is that the pass rates have gone sky high at that school. And we're very excited about that. We're now expanding to different areas through the EduVision program, through the Educate Academy.
The Paratas group installed a satellite system that enables live interactions between the learners at the Tsunkwe Secondary School and teachers in Oshivarongo.
The beauty about the system is it's live interaction. So the teacher can talk to the pupils. The learners can participate actively back by talking to her and explaining to them or to the teacher how they did the calculation, for example, in the math class. So started in 2017, end of 2017, it's now almost 3 years later. And we used satellite technology with smartboard technology that enables interaction, live interaction between the school or the remote teacher and the remote school. It's important to contribute. I mean, why would we not? We have the technology. Namibia is a big country. The distances are vast between the towns. We felt it necessary at the time, and we're still involved with the project. And we will be involved with the project still for a long time to come. If there's opportunity for you to assist in something as important as education, I think we are more than willing to contribute.
Namib Mill spends over $4 million annually on programs that feed vulnerable communities and monetary contributions.
So through this project and through our sponsorship of this project, we are able to ensure that communities that are vulnerable are able to have access to quality education. And also we provide a feeding program along with the project. So along with the project, there's obviously an education component, but at the same time as well, we have a feeding program that allows the kids in vulnerable communities as well to have a meal on a daily basis to ensure that while they're learning, they're not distracted by things such as hunger. So we've supported the Educate project for a few years now, and we will continue to support the Educate project into the future, as we believe that it brings value into the communities in which this project serves. It brings education, and it also brings healthy meals to the children that are involved in the project.
One Africa Television took accessibility a step further by introducing the #LearnOnOne campaign that provides Namibian children and adult education learners with extra classes by broadcasting the educational programs and materials on its television channel and social media platforms.
Learn on One is a great educational project where we bring quality education to the Namibian learner, both young and old, all the way from early childhood development educational programs all the way to grade 12 maths and science and biology subjects. We are broadcasting the educational lessons twice a day actually, and we're able to see, and on average we have over 3,000 viewers on our online platforms, just in that moment right there, commenting, WhatsApping us. We love what we're doing. I learned something new today. In total, across all our online platforms, we've got over 2 million viewers, but specifically, if I'm to answer to the engagement on a daily, we're looking at over 3,000 real-time viewers for a specific lesson, and it's growing every week.
Science teachers at the Educate School that are part of the project say that the new approach has enhanced their way of teaching, and are pleased to know that their efforts are assisting less privileged learners in the country.
Everything is dynamic, and teaching is also a living entity, so it has to change, and it has to start fitting in with what the demand is. And I think there's a big demand for e-learning with a system that is on the Namibian syllabus, the Namibian curriculum. I think there are many people that live in far-off areas that would rather do e-learning than have to put their kids in hostels and only see them once in a term. So yes, I think there is a very, very big demand for it.
For me, this is a nice medium to get out there for the children. It's nice visually for them to see a teacher in front of them, not just a book or a textbook or a piece of paper with an instruction, but to have a teacher in front of the board showing you what to do, telling you what to do, giving you a lesson, giving you materials.
Several schools in the country have closed their doors temporarily as a result of learners testing positive for COVID-19. The country is facing a challenge of reopening schools at a time when COVID-19 cases are surging. However, the tide is turning in favor of those schools that have incorporated e-learning in their systems, and companies such as Paratus, B2Gold and Number Mills are making this possible. Reporting for Today 1, I'm Joseph Shifene.
We always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
Former Namibian Defence Force brass band member and founder of the Brass Instrument Training Institution has brought hope to many vulnerable youth, including school dropouts. Moses Seibev says he believes that teaching vulnerable youth how to play, write and read their own music can be an instrumental tool for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Moses Seibev, founder of the Brass Instrument Training Institution, says that this is the 10th anniversary of the institution, which was founded through the assistance of the German Embassy and the head of state, Dr. Hage Geingob, while he served as Minister of Trade and Industry. According to Seibev, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and financial challenges, he could not host the anniversary, and he calls for assistance from the government and the private sector to fund the 10th year anniversary of the institution, adding that professional music education can combat many of the social ills such as poverty and substance abuse that has plagued the youth in Namibia.
Our president, who gave me the trumpets while he was in the trade and industry, if he hear these kind of things, what will he do now? He will maybe give me something to build something here, as I talk many times in the newspapers, which the people don't see. I am not against anybody, but we are fighting against enemies like poverty. And this is the people who have to be learn how to write, read and compose their own songs, not to perform somebody's songs which they have there. And you can see the people which I have learned, the first band is only performing now. But if they are going to be learn how to compose, no, they can. We can add that the self-sustainable development goal 4. We can start to teach our people and add value to the lives of people, as our president is saying. The chief executives, the corporate, if they can help me and to have a festival, because this festival, if I die, it will grow 10 years if I can die. But it is a festival, and a festival makes a lot of money, like this one which is held in Swakopmund, Misiboga. These people are jungles who is contacting in this country. When I was there at Swakopmund, I think I will come back with my students so that they can be even more contactors. More, there is a city here. And they are there in Sepins. We must take them out. We must give them place so that you can say, why are you drinking? So that they can stop drinking, stop abusing alcohol, drugs and that kind of things. We take them out of the street.
The International Labour Organization estimates that in 2019, the youth unemployment rate in Namibia stood at a staggering rate of over 40%. Today On One also spoke to some of the music students who revealed that when they dropped out of school, they felt hopeless, but their lives started to improve once they joined the music academy.
You don't have to have grade 12 or university to be someone in life. What I could tell them is just that you can do it. I myself stand here as an experience that I'm telling them. So I want all the young people or that they can do it, that they can stand up, be part of us, and join us so that we can work together, so that we can stand. Because nowadays, you see, most of the children end up drinking, alcoholics, end up in prison, you know. So by doing those things, I think it was a gift of God that He received, that we should teach children to be someone, you know.
Honestly, I would want to be at the same level as Susie Aces, because she's been the motivation since day one from me, and she also motivated me to start playing the instrument, because she goes to places we dream of going, and yes, I think it's her that motivates me to do better, and I also want to be like her.
The Brass Instrument Training Institution is located in the backyard of its founder, Moses Seibeb's residence in the New Bombers area of Katutura in Windhoek.
Praat jy van hulle wel? Hoe jy van hulle? Fees jy wat dood is, wat is sy naam? Maar wat gaan aan? Praat! Dit was Rikus. Hy was jou pel! En jy het my gedruk om geld op hom te sit, my eie neef.
Dit klink of Rikus dalk nie per ongeluk in die rivier beland het nie.
Ek het jou gesê, waar is hy dan? Wat gaan aan, Chris? Waar is my seun?
Hulle dink hy is vermoor. Bel die polisie, ek het 'n moord gepleeg.
Doen dit! Wat is die ergste wat kan gebeur? A life sentence vir my.
No, let me too. Dat gaan nie so.
Papa, ek dink so gelyk case so Zanda popped in one of like a sentus.
So dis hoe jy help.
In other leading stories, the Cabinet Special Committee on the expansion of the Hosea Kutako International Airport inspected the construction site of the multi-million-dollar project that kicked off in October last year. Led by Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah as chairperson, various cabinet ministers joined airport management for a site visit to assess the construction work. Nexus contractors and the project team are capitalizing on the downtime of airport operations due to the impact of COVID-19. This presents a window of opportunity for internal works to be fast-tracked to potentially accelerate their end dates whilst there are minimal passenger movement at the airport. The committee expressed satisfaction with the work carried out on the project and reiterated the support of government for the completion of the project. The expansion project is envisaged to address congestion challenges, safety and security issues, and to comply with the national and international regulations and standards. At present, there are 228 employees on site, of which 226 are Namibians. And Standard Bank Namibia has underlined its commitment to the preservation of the environment when it donated a vehicle to the K9 unit of the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism to combat poaching in Namibia. The purpose-fitted Toyota Land Cruiser double cab, valued at around 825,000 Namibia dollars, will be used to support the ministry's efforts to protect Namibia's wildlife populations across the country. Standard Bank's Chief Executive, Vetumbuavi Mungunda, has pledged the bank's commitment to collaborate with the ministry to preserve the country's current resources for future generations. The Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Buhamba Shifeta, welcomed the donation and called on other private sector players to join the effort in combating poaching in Namibia.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Kalumbi Shangula, announced last week that Namibia has recorded the first death to COVID-19. A 45-year-old male presented to Hawfish Bay Hospital on the 1st of July 2020 with a complaint of dizziness, difficulty in breathing and a cough. Patricia asked what proof do they have that this was an actual COVID-19 case and not that of a normal flu. Kanjelele said this should be classified as a COVID-related death since the cause is still unclear. Ola said despite this news, travel permits are still allowed from the epicenter region. Bobo expressed his condolences to the deceased family and said the learners should be sent home before it is too late. Mebzela said that persons with underlying illnesses have a high risk of succumbing to the disease. Hefata, run by Regina Kondobolo, who despite being in a wheelchair suffering from diabetes and other chronic illnesses, has been taking care of people with mental illness whose family members have left them roaming the streets. Pala said Namibians should look after their relatives regardless of the situation that they are in. Lucas said Regina is a heroine and wished her more energy and strength to continue what she is doing. Bubu said as a relative to one of the patients, she wished her good health. Vanessa is one of those that wish to assist the center. Watiraye was touched by the story of Regina and wished them all good health at the Hefata Center. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of 700 Club Nigeria. Today on 700 Club Nigeria, a woman encounters inexplicable pain after the delivery of her baby. An interesting chat with the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria. Plus, we learn about the power within our spoken word.
My portion in the land of the living, help me sing. As for me, and my house we will serve.
From Cape to Cairo, Accra to Antananarivo, there are millions of people just like you trying to make a living to make money. And there's no magic way to get rich quick, unless you're Aliko Dangote. You're not Aliko Dangote, are you? No? Well, perhaps we can help you get a little further along the way. With BBC reporters all over Africa, we find the stories, the successes, and the startups that will help you make the most of your money. This is Smart Money.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Frost is expected in places in the southern, central and eastern regions, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and very cold to cold in the south with frost at places, elsewhere sunny and cold to mild but warm to hot in the north. The wind fresh to strong southeasterly. The coast partly cloudy and mild to warm, and the wind fresh to strong southeasterly, reaching gale force in the south. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
BBC World News, the biggest African and international news stories. Focus on Africa.
This is Focus on Africa. I'm Lukwasa Burak. Our top stories. South Africa's government reimposes restrictions, including a total ban on alcohol sales as coronavirus cases surge.
The storm is upon us. More than 250,000 South Africans have been infected with coronavirus.
Funerals for protesters killed in Mali's capital as anger deepens over the country's political crisis. Also in the programme, after the protests in Ethiopia, comes the crackdown. It's been more than a week since a Kenyan journalist was arrested. His family tell us they have no idea where he is.
I don't know why he was arrested, because he was just doing his job, reporting news. He sent me pictures of the violence and killings and arrests by the military.